Alyssa Bates Webster, star of Bringing Up Bates, is causing some controversy with her latest social media posts. As a mother of 5 children, she has been chronicling her life. She enjoys talking about their everyday outside activities, particularly on her way to church. However, the 30-year-old mother abruptly disabled her page's comment section, maybe as a result of the recent criticism she received. Read on to find out what transpired. Bringing Up Bates. YouTube quits Alyssa Bates last January. Alyssa announced on YouTube that she was ending her vlogging career. The star of Bringing Up Bates stated that she wanted to devote more time to her family, particularly as they prepared to start homeschooling. However, she also made the decision because her daughter, Allie, has begun to read disparaging remarks about her. Alyssa decided to quit YouTube as a result of this. She released a vlog during their family's camping trip in March of last year, fulfilling her commitment to continue posting videos on occasion. However, Alyssa had to make yet another alteration to her social media site, suggesting that nothing had changed. Alyssa closes the comments section following strange attacks on social media. Some admirers talked about Alyssa Bates Webster's choice to disable comments on all of her Instagram postings. The star of Bringing Up Bates did not explain why. However, a lot of people think it was because of the criticism she's been getting for isolating her eldest daughter, Allie. In many of their pictures, Alyssa's strange body language with her eldest daughter has drawn criticism. Alyssa avoids making physical contact with Allie and is frequently distanced from her. Although the cause is still unknown, some have claimed that Alyssa doesn't seem as sweet to her oldest child as she does to her younger ones. Many commenters think it's the primary reason she disabled her comments area, because she was being criticized for her mistreatment of Allie, or reprimanding her for avoiding the Bates family homestead and its activities. Alyssa must be embarrassed. To be at that level, Jill Rod, another fundie, has the comments off. She dislikes that people are outspoken about how she treats Allie badly. When they abruptly quit YouTube in January, she took this action. She will, however, activate them for a paid partnership, so that the bot followers and bots can leave comments. Bringing Up Bates. Is Alyssa Bates putting her family at risk? In addition to her dubious relationship with Allie, several viewers of Bringing Up Bates believe that Alyssa Bates Webster is growing weary of being questioned about her own family. This year alone, Alyssa has missed a number of significant family gatherings, leading to rumors that she is separating from them. She frequently leaves on the same day that the Bates family is getting together for a major occasion. When all of the Bates family members have departed, Alyssa also travels to South Carolina to see her grandparents, Mama Jane and Papa Bill. When the noise becomes too loud, sometimes silence is the only shield left. For Alyssa Bates, well known to viewers of Bringing Up Bates, that silence has come in the form of disabling comments across her social platforms. It began innocuously, a few harsh remarks here, a misunderstanding there. But gradually, the undercurrents grew into torrents, and what once was casual interaction turned into a battlefield of criticism, speculation, and bizarre attacks. For someone who has built a public life blending family, faith, and candid glimpses into everyday joys and struggles, the shift was painful and finally decisive. The build-up, when scrutiny becomes strain. Alyssa and her husband John have long shared moments of their marriage, motherhood, and personal growth with their audience. Their social media pages were places of encouragement, connection, and community. But in recent months, some fans noticed a change in tone. Comments began to lean negative, some simple disagreements, others more cutting, personal, and drawn from rumors circulating online. What started as critiques of parenting choices, lifestyle posts, or theological viewpoints escalated. There were whispers, some founded, some baseless, about her motives, relationships, and boundaries. A few comments veered into private territory, bringing up allegations of distancing from family or speculations about hidden tensions within the Bates clan. In the echo chambers of social media, statements that once would have been shrugged off began to multiply. Followers on Reddit discussions speculated various motivations: that the YouTube channel wasn't generating enough revenue, that there were underlying family dynamics at play, that perhaps Alyssa was simply overwhelmed. Reddit, but mere speculation, can become fuel for further attacks. The turning point, a cutoff from the claimer. One evening, as Alyssa posted a sweet photo of her children laughing, the comment section, usually full of hearts, affirmations, and light greetings, turned grim. Dozens of new messages questioned her parenting, accused her of inauthenticity, or dredged up assumptions about her relationships. It was too much. So she made a silent but powerful choice: shut off comments. No announcement, no drama, just the quiet click of a setting toggled off. On platforms where comments once flowed freely, her posts became islands. Followers could see, like, share, but not respond beneath. The move startled many fans, but for those paying close attention, it was a sign of something deeper: protection. Why she drew the line. Public figures often face criticism as a byproduct of exposure. But there is a difference between healthy dialogue and sustained harassment. For Alyssa, ignoring the mounting tension was no longer sustainable. The mental and emotional cost seemed too high. By closing comments, Alyssa reclaimed a boundary few celebrities are willing to enforce publicly. She chose to separate her art, sharing life, from the barrage of scrutiny that distorts and drains. In shutting off access to the comment box, she preserved something more precious: peace. It's worth noting that in a family like the Bateses, so entwined with a mission of faith, humility, and public persona, the pressure to appear ever vibrant and accessible can be unrelenting. Every misstep, pause, or silence can be magnified, interpreted, or weaponized. The question many asked: is Alyssa distancing herself from her family? While speculation swirled online, insiders clarified that the decision was not about estrangement but self-preservation. The aftermath: echoes and emptiness. What happens when the walls go up? Followers responded with concern. Comments in forums, on fan pages, and on video recaps buzzed. Why dissable comments? What's happening behind the scenes? Some accused her of hiding. Others praised her for taking a stand. On one hand, conversations moved elsewhere, onto podcasts, Reddit threads, YouTube videos. On the other, her own platforms became calmer. No longer was she forced to spend energy moderating or emotionally reacting. The silence became a buffer. For many creators, shutting off comments is a last resort, one that signifies a boundary has been crossed. It's not denial of input, but refusal to be suffocated by the worst of it. The human heart behind the screen. Behind the posts is a woman, a mother, a spouse, a believer. With all her joys and doubts. When criticism pierces too frequently, it mars not just perception, but spirit. Silence doesn't mean absence. She can still share photos of her kids running through blades of sunlight, reflections on faith, or the quiet moments that stitch a life together. But she can do so without inviting unsolicited commentary that wounds. To her supporters, the gesture speaks volumes. I see you, but I must protect myself. It's a reminder that even those who choose life in public deserve boundaries. What this says about the digital age. Alyssa's step resonates beyond her own community. It speaks to every content creator, influencer, or public-facing individual who wrestles with exposure and backlash. Boundaries are necessary. In a world of constant feedback loops, we forget that vulnerability doesn't require unlimited access. Criticism versus harassment. Legitimate feedback builds bridges. Cruel attacks dig trenches. Silence is powerful. To some, it's retreat. To the weary, it's survival. Public equals permission. Being visible doesn't mean you surrender the right to peace. Conclusion: A quiet reclaiming. In the days and weeks following the comments shutdown, Alyssa Bates's platforms have been quieter, but also more intentional. What returns isn't the roar of thousands, but a gentler echo of presence. She continues to share, to connect, to live, but now with a strengthened boundary.